Welcome to Rarely Rad, episode 12. Haley and Isabel are here on a Sunday morning, fresh and ready for the day.
Oh my goodness. I have not stopped drinking since Tuesday.
Dude.
Yeah. I mean, granted, I only had 2 drinks yesterday, but and 1 drink on Wednesday. But Tuesday, it was my friend's bridal dinner thing. And so one of my friends are like, oh, let's just grab a drink before, because it was at 7:30.
Yeah.
I just I'm that weird in between time. What am I supposed to do? Just sit there? I'm already ready, So we're like, well, let's grab a drink. And I was just thought we were going to go to this little bar. And then she was like, oh, we're going to meet up with this group of friends. And I was like, okay. And that's when I was like, it went down, But then before I knew it, I had 6 Deep Eddies water. Deep Eddies.
Oh God.
Vodka, which is and that's what I drink. So I had 5. I think I had 5 actually.
That was back in the day when you were like a party girly.
Yeah, and now I say I drink less. I've been drunk since fucking Tuesday. We did that, then we went to dinner, and then I thought it's a wine place, kind of place you order wine. And I thought we were just gonna all get a bottle, 2 bottles. There's 7 of us, and split them.
Mm-hmm.
No, only me and this other girl we split this bottle, and everybody else has 1 glass of wine. And I was like, great. One of the girls doesn't even drink because she's pregnant.
Yes, I'm getting hammered.
And I'm at that point where I'm just not really eating either.
Yeah,
it's a 10-inch pizza. That's a 1-person pizza. I had 2 slices.
That's the worst. And that's signing up for failure. It's exactly what happened to us on St. Patty's. Burnett and I were like, let's just split a cheeseburger. We're both hungry girls. Why did we just want to split a cheeseburger instead of eating each a cheeseburger? I don't know. And then all of a sudden it's 7 p.m. and I'm like, I haven't eaten since that cheeseburger I had this morning, the half of it. Great.
Yeah. And I barely ate during the day. And then my friend was like, I live right across the street. I should have just gone home. And she was like, I'm getting an Uber and I'm going to go meet back up with a group. And I was like, okay. And then that's when it went, because then I started taking shots. And I didn't
as soon as I say yes to a shot, it's going downhill.
Exactly. I've been turning down shots left and right for the last few months. And now I was I was taking shots, and then it was 1 a.m. and I was like, I need to leave the bar. I have work tomorrow. My friend is coming into town. This is Tuesday night. My friend hops in my Uber with me, and he ended up sleeping on the couch. And I went to bed, and the next morning I was like, I am too old for this. What am I doing? And my friend's coming into town. So anyway, I ended up being so hungover, I had to go get an IV. I don't think I've ever been that hungover in my life. And I don't get hangovers. You know me. And I was like, I know I have to.
Different.
It's because of our vision. That's why we don't get hangovers. I had to go get an IV. I called her and I was like, I did this for you. Because I would just usually just stick it out. But knowing that I still had to a whole evening ahead of me, man, I had 4. Yeah, it was bad. And I had 4 or 5 drinks the next Tuesday night for dinner or concert, which wasn't really that bad. And because it's in a 6-hour span. It's not a lot.
Yeah.
And then Wednesday, she gave me this cute little gift. It was this little bottle. She brought over a little hostess gift. This bottle, and it had dried
She always does that shit. She be doing the most. Meanwhile, we haven't even gotten her damn wedding present.
I was telling her, I was like, dude, yeah, Haley and I have been talking about getting you a wedding present. I was like, it's probably going to come next month. I was like, we've also been saying that since your wedding, that it's next month.
But when I met her, she came to my place. We did a little girls' night, and she came with a little bottle of Prosecco, a little wine stopper, a little towel and stuff. And
yeah, she brought me a beach towel for Skinny. This little bottle had dried fruit in it, and you put tequila in it, and you let it ferment overnight, and it turns into a margarita. Isn't that so cute?
Yum.
Yeah, I know, and it was really good. We drank it the next day, and then she brought my dog over toys too.
I know. Or is she doing the most? Which one is it?
I'm still impressed that I brought flowers to Michelle's mom's house.
Wow.
I know. And then, Wednesday was a concert. It was a lot of fun. I only do 4 or 5 songs, but they put on a really good show, and I think that's so important. If you were putting on a good show.
She went to go see AJR.
I didn't know who they were.
I'm so shocked how many people were at the show.
It was packed.
In a big arena.
Yeah.
And were they at where the Hornets play?
Yeah.
I'm impressed that they are still that relevant, because I saw them, I swear to God, back in 2016.
Yeah.
2017, 100 years ago. And so, and I don't really know, I don't think they've let out new music or anything. And it's not like they're like Taylor Swift or Beyonce or Rihanna, where like if they don't put out music for 7 years, it's not a big deal. People are going to still go see them. Like AJR, what?
I think a lot of their songs went viral on TikTok because I only knew the ones that were from TikTok, and I think that's probably what majorly boosted their career. So I was like, oh, I actually do know this song. But yeah, it was packed, and it was crazy because we walked. So the concert started at 7, but that was like the opener. So we got there at like 8:30. 8:15, and it was like completely empty in the where you get like concessions and stuff. So we're like, oh, this is gonna be an empty concert. We walk in, it was completely packed.
Yeah,
it was
I had
wild.
basically a complete opposite week. I really didn't drink. Tuesday night I did have a work dinner. I didn't drink though. Everyone else was drinking, and I was like, I really try not to drink like at least Monday through Thursday unless I have like a really good reason. But I also know Skinny Girl retreats coming up, so like I'm gonna drink Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and I only try to drink 10 days a month. So if that's 3 of them, I only got 7 other days that I need to ration out pretty lightly. So I knew Tuesday was not the night for me. And then I got my ears pierced.
Oh yeah, I love it.
It's so
bingo check.
Yeah, on the bingo board. On the bingo board. Cleared that. So we're don't obviously have bingo yet, but checked another thing off. I didn't really remember that I haven't gotten a piercing in 10 years now. Like, I got my first holes when I was 10. My second holes when I was 12 or 14. I can't remember. My parents listen to this though, so I'm sure they'll tell me later. And then I got my belly button the day I turned 18, and my nose a few months later, or almost a year later probably, but that's it. And so all of a sudden I am sitting in this chair and I'm like, I haven't done this in ages. And when I was little, I remember pinching my ears with my fingernails to be like, this is what the pain is going to feel like to prepare me. And so, but I didn't do that now that I'm 28. So I'm just sitting there. Oh my God, she's about to do this. And she was using the guns too. And I have a slight fear of piercings with the guns because my first holes did that at Claire's, and I chose these little flower studs, and the stud got stuck in the gun, and so it was like halfway through my ear. The woman then had to like remove it and like do it, and so I have a slight fear of it, and I already don't like needles, but like piercings are a little bit different to me because they like I'm getting something out of it. Same with like a tattoo. I don't have a tattoo, but I feel like that's how I'd be with a tattoo. Like I wouldn't be like, oh my God, a needle, because I know I'm getting something out of it. But yeah, so all of a sudden I'm sitting there and she does it. It is pretty painful, and now they have to heal for 8 weeks. They are tender. Oh, and I also learned, I don't know, I thought you like twist them to make sure like you clean them and you twist them. No, you're not supposed to twist at all. You're just supposed to, when you're cleaning them, move them like forward and backwards.
Yeah.
I thought you twisted them. I don't know. No. Maybe I didn't do that and it was just 10 years later. So, I mean, I didn't twist a nose ring, I don't think. But 100 years later since I got my other ears piercings, but I was like, okay, noted. I will make sure to do that. And so, yeah, they're a little sore. And then I got my lashes lifted. Well, I didn't get them lifted. I lifted them.
They look good.
Wow.
They make it look so easy. I did it 2 years ago and I only managed to do one eyelash because I was doing it all by myself. They make it look so easy, and it is so hard, and it takes like 45 minutes.
Bro. So Burnett came over. I don't know why. My phone is on Do Not Disturb. So I don't know why my thing keeps ringing. Burnett randomly texted me and was like, so I'm thinking about lifting my lashes and tinting them tonight. I was like, oh, fun. Like, I've always wanted to do that, but just haven't. And so then she was basically like, okay, I'm going to come over with the stuff and we're going to do it. So I'm like, all right, I'm in. So yeah, we did Luxe Cosmetics. That's probably who you did too, because their ads are everywhere, and their videos like 45 seconds, and it makes it like, and obviously videos look quicker. It's not that fucking easy.
It's so hard. That's why I only did one eye.
And I can imagine as one person too, like here we are like both reading the directions and then watching the video and going back and forth and figuring it out together. But overall, the first step is to put the little gel thing on your eye. And then the next step is glue. And it says like put the glue at the top for the lashes to stick. But I'm thinking like on the top, like the whole thing is the top. And then Burnette's like, no, I think it's just the very top of this gel. It was a whole thing. The first eye took us forever. Like I think it took us like an hour and a half.
There's like 3 different gels too.
We like to put on your eyelid or to put on the lashes.
I don't know. Like I did it like 2 years ago and I've never done it again because I was like, this is so hard. I need somebody to do this with me. And
we had like 5 sizes of gels to put on our lids, and we're both like, and Burnette like loves lashes. Like she wants to wear falsies. Like she's into that. I'm not really that gal anymore, mainly because I suck at putting them on. So I'm like, that's not going to be for me because all of a sudden there's glue everywhere. I don't need that. And so we're both trying to decide what size we want to do. And so but also we want it to be noticeable. So she goes for like, I think it's the glamorous or the dramatic, and then which is the lifted most one, and then I did the second lifted most one, which was the opposite of whatever she did. Glamorous, dramatic, glamorous, whatever. And we're both doing it. Honestly, when you're doing it, it looks like you have like a sty, or like you got punched in the eye, like your eye looks half closed. We're both doing it. We have my ring light out. We have another, like we're trying. And then we finally finished the first one and we're like, this isn't half bad. And so then we got into the second one. The second one was definitely faster now that we kind of knew what we were doing and learned from our mistakes. But my parents arrived as we're doing it. And like we have plastic wrap on like the eye. And they're like, what the hell is going on? And we're like, hey, we're trying to lift our eyelashes.
I don't even think I ended up doing the plastic part because I was like, I'm sitting there by myself in the bathroom, like, and I was like, this is so hard.
Yeah, I mean, and I remember at one point wanting to do it as a girls' night, and I probably could now that I've done it once. But like the first time, if any alcohol was involved, we would have been screwed because it was hard. But they look awesome. I'm impressed. They say they could like stay for up to 8 weeks, which is when I can start like changing this piercing. So I have already that clock going, and we'll see. But right now, at first, I was like, I don't think I'll ever do this again. And now that I wake up looking like this every morning, I'm like, okay, maybe I could do this again.
Honestly, I might get my sister to help me to do this, maybe like tomorrow.
Yeah,
so I'll have it first meeting. Yeah, I mean, I already have the kit and I used it one time. It was so freaking hard. But yeah, I mean, why not?
Yeah, I'm
honestly
obsessed.
Getting them done professionally isn't that bad. They last for 3 to 4 months. It's $90, which is actually not bad.
Lash, lift, and tint.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, see, I've always seen that those also last like 8 weeks.
Oh, I don't know. The ones my friend goes to is 3 months, 3 to 4 months. So then, and $90 really isn't that bad for that long.
No, when we were doing the first eye, I was like, I understand now why people pay for this, and I might pay for this in the future. But now that I've done it and I have these results, I'm like, okay, I think I'll do this again.
Yeah.
I'm in. I do think I want to though tint my bottom lashes next time, just so like they have a little bit something too. Burnette also tinted her eyebrows. I didn't do that because I have eyebrows.
I need to mine.
But well, and it was scary too because it's like black tint. So then she's like, okay, I can't keep it on for very long because then they'll be way too dark. And I was like, you're gonna look like an angry bird.
Yeah, I have this one that lasts for like 3 or 4 days. So I'll usually do it on like Friday, and then it's gone by like Monday because I don't care what it looks like Monday through Thursday because I don't see anybody.
Unless it was this past week because you're partying the entire weekend. Or
I don't. That is like so on me. I was like, for one, I never stay out till like even 11 these days. I don't drink like that. And now I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah, I did the exact opposite. So yeah, my parents got here Thursday night. Then Friday I went to work, came home, we chilled here. My brother and his wife flew in because they were all going to a wedding up in North Georgia. So I am still currently, they're here. I'm watching the dogs and they all went up to the wedding. And then Friday they actually met P-Dog. And because of listening to the podcast, that is also what they call him. So they're like, what's up, dog? And I was like, I'm so sorry I did this to you.
It's so funny, like dogs, this is off P-Dog topic, but like I was thinking about it when you were saying you were like watching your dog, like obviously I have a dog full time, but she found a chicken nugget, this one field, like not even a field, it's a little just like patch of grass, like near our apartment. And like, just because dogs are dogs, like now every time we walk, we have to stop at that patch of grass in hopes that there's like another chicken nugget. Once we found a pizza there.
Honestly, same though.
Yeah, same. I'm like, you lucky for one time.
If I went someplace and there was a margarita there, and then I'd look every time I went back and see
You know,
if
it's
there was
actually funny.
another one.
I remember I went to Charleston a couple of weeks ago and we were driving past that place where we found all those vodka bottles and gin bottles like in the bush. And I was like, do we go look?
There might be more. Exactly. So
It's
honestly,
banned.
she's just looking out for herself. Mom doesn't give her chicken nuggets, so she's gonna find some on her own.
I give her so many chicken nuggets. I don't know why she's lying to people like that. Just under my idea.
But yeah, and then yesterday I had a complete sober Saturday.
Not me.
Not
Actually,
me.
I only had 2 drinks. So, I mean, that's not sober still, but I shouldn't have drank at all. I don't know. I was like, because I was the only one. I was like, how am I doing? I was like, what am I going through?
That's the worst. Yeah, I had 2 drinks Friday, and then I was like, damn, why did I had the spa waters from Culinary Dropout. Amazing. One of probably top 3 of one of my favorite drinks. It looks like
Really?
this green juice. You look like you're being healthy. They do have one that is not alcoholic, so you got to make sure you get the one with the alcohol. But my mom says she mainly tastes cilantro in it, but we like cilantro, so that is good. But it's like cilantro, jalapeno, pineapple, tequila, but you don't taste tequila in it at all. So good. But I had 2 of those Friday, and then I came home and I was like, why did I do that? And so then yesterday I was just chilling, and I had to run 8 miles, which was just like looming over my head all day because I did not want to do it at all. Finally did it. I really didn't do anything the rest of the day. I hung out with the dogs. We went on a lot of walks, and I started opening like LaCroix, the Aldi version of a LaCroix,
Yeah.
because I like wanted something other than water.
Yeah.
But I was like, there's no reason for me to drink alcohol. Past life me, I definitely would have like made a little cocktail or something. But I needed a day to at least claim as sober. But
Yeah.
I also haven't decided if I'll drink today or not. Because part of me is kind of like, okay, maybe. But
Yeah. I actually have a concert today, which I'm
who are you
kind of
seeing
hoping.
now?
It's like there's like this Moo and Brew, which is this burger joint or restaurant there. They do like a music festival type of thing every year. And it's Rodney Atkins and then Lee Bryce. And we got free wristbands, so it's like might as well go.
Oh, yeah. How'd you get free
Yeah.
wristbands?
One of our friends, I guess, bought like I guess it's been going on all weekend, so they bought like the whole weekend pass, and they're like, "Look, we're just not going to go on the Sunday. Here, you go. Here's 4 free wristbands." And we're like, "I mean, I'm going to go."
Oh, yeah. No, that sounds so fun.
One thing, my friend is going to Chicago for work in May.
Ooh.
I know, and she was like, "Why don't you just come with? Like, you stay in my hotel. You just obviously pay for your own flight." And I've been like, "Yeah, maybe. Like, I'll think about it."
You've never been to Chicago?
No, and it's been on. I've been wanting to go for the past like 2 years. It just, I went to Europe twice last year instead, so I was like, I can't really go. Like, I just, I did so much traveling. Chicago just kind of like, yeah, it just hopped off the list by accident. And then I looked at flights; it was 177.
That's free.
Yeah, exactly. And especially if I use air miles, which I'm not going to use for Chicago because 177, I'd rather just drop it and save my air miles for something important. So I messaged her and I'm like, hey, is that still on the table? Which we talked about it 2 days ago. So we've talked about it like multiple times, but she brought it back up 2 days ago. And I texted her and I was like, hey, is that still on the table? She hasn't texted me back yet, but she's probably sleeping. She's a late sleeper. I'm not.
That'll be fun. You have a lot of travels in May then.
Yeah. I've got Utah, Chicago, and then I'm planning on coming down for Atlanta. And then my mom wanted me to go to Hilton Head with her. Austin's on a bachelor party. And she was like, you can come to Hilton Head with our whole family. And I was like, well, what are we going to do with the dogs? And she's like, well, you can pay $300 and have the dog stay here with us. I'm not paying $300 for that.
Sorry, but no.
Yeah, plus gas, like all the, I'm like.
With your family.
Yeah, with my whole family, which I'd love to go to the beach, but I'm already going to the beach this week. So it's like, I would like to go to Hilton Head, but too much going on in May. Like, it's going to be a lot.
I was thinking about it last night. I think I'm going to like buy a few swimsuits this week. I know that's not bans. The last few summers, I've not bought swimsuits. Then last year, the only swimsuits I bought were the ones I wore in Europe. So those are my last Instagram posts in swimsuits and stuff. So I think I need some new ones to refresh.
Yeah, I'm not going to buy any more. I don't take pictures like that. So nobody gives a fuck what I wear.
I just hope the weather's nice.
It looks like it's going to be nice. It looks like it's going to be like almost 80.
Yeah.
And the UV is 8.
Yeah, that's what I saw too. And the last day, Sunday is the coldest day, and that's the day we're leaving, so it's not a big deal at all. So I was like,
Yeah,
God is on our
I
side.
know. I know. I need it to stay that way too. 'Cause
Oh, but Taylor Swift is releasing her album. I was like, you know how songs remind you of times? I think that whole album is going to remind us of Skinny Girl Retreat.
I'm gonna end up knowing these songs. Well, so it's funny because when we were here, or when Shannon was here this weekend, they played like an old Taylor Swift song. They're like, I thought you didn't like Taylor Swift. I was like, I love her first like 4 or 5 albums, and after that, I just stopped relating to that like her
Mhm.
lyrics because they were still a lot about like breakups and I just in that time, I guess I just wasn't like going through anything like that. So for me, she kind of just like dropped off. And then my issue is never with Taylor Swift. My issue is with Swifties in the media, the way they like during football season, I'm like, just let me just watch this game. I don't even watch sports, but still let me watch this game. Because people would be like, oh my God, she's relatable. And all she did was chug a beer. And it's like when I do that, people are like, oh, she's chugging a beer. But when Taylor Swift does it, it's cool.
Well, and that's what I was going to say too, is like, I'm not anti her by any means, but Swifties kind of ruin it for me. The people that are psychotic, that are then walking down the aisle to her and then posting every time they hear the song on the damn radio, like, I walked down to this song. I don't care.
And
I
then they
don't.
name their car Taylor Swift. And then they
Yeah.
get a Taylor Swift tattoo. And it's just like, when do we stop this? I mean, people did that for Marilyn Manson and it got weird. Like, but for some reason, when it's Taylor Swift, it's normal.
Yeah. I don't understand it. And I think they kind of ruin it for everyone because like, what's it, the Bay Hive, Beyonce, they're not that crazy. The
For the
Barbies,
Barbs.
is people not that crazy. It's only the Swifties that are like absolutely psycho. But
I
yeah, I
know.
think this whole album, every time we hear a song, it's gonna remind us of Skinny Girl Retreat.
I think this is supposed to be like a depressing album too, because it's about her boyfriend that cheated on her and they dated for like 6 years. And I was like, I don't want to sit around and cry with all my friends.
Oh no, yeah, that's not gonna work.
Like, it's not like the first album, like her Taylor Swift, like Our Song, like that type of vibes, you know?
Teardrops on
Because
my guitar.
it's
It's
like,
gonna be more like teardrops on my guitar.
exactly. It's called, yeah. And so, like, I'm like,
Cool
dude,
banger.
still a banger, but like, I'm not trying to listen to that, like, when I'm just trying to have a dance party.
It's
Oh
like
my goodness.
when
Like,
we pre-gamed for Casey Musgraves, it was like, what are we supposed to listen to? Because her songs are all so sad.
she's touring now or is about to start touring.
Yeah, we saw her a few years ago, but I mean, I remember when we were pre-gaming, we literally looked up like Casey Musgraves remixes or something
Yeah.
because everything is just so sad. And it was like, we can't pre-game to this. This is depressing. Like this
Yeah.
is makes me want to cut my wrist.
Wait, so I thought this was so funny. So I met Shannon at Skinny Mountain Week. That was like my first interaction with her. And you know, like when I'm in loungewear, I wear those like long sports bra crop top things and leggings. That I own like 20 of them. That's like just like what I wear, and I wear them at
That's just
home.
your outfit.
That is like my whole outfit. And so she was like, I didn't like you at first because you thought you were so hot in your little crop top sports bra and leggings. And she's like, you just knew you were hot too. And I was like, that is like the least me thing ever.
I think the biggest thing is that you were wearing like your top hits like mid abs
Yeah.
and you were wearing like low rise yoga pants. So like your whole stomach would be out.
That's honestly just how they fit on. It's the way it's the way my body is shaped. I can get high rise stuff. My belly button's always, I think my belly button's just really high on my body or something. Because even when I wear high rise, my belly button's still out. So it looks like they're like low rise even when they're not.
Yeah, but that's what I think that's what she interpreted as like you thinking you were the shit because you were like, look, I'm skinny.
And then she was like, yeah, then I actually like talked to you and I realized like you weren't like that at all. And I was like, yeah, I'm like not a hot girl. I'm a cool kid. Like, have you seen the way I wear my fanny pack?
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, she like told me that this past week, and I was like, that is so funny.
Then when we bullied her on her swimsuit at the Orange Beach Club.
You know what? That wasn't us. That was Michelle.
Poor thing.
I'm not taking blame for that one because that one was Michelle. And then you were like, oh, is it back to front? And
No,
then
I did not say back to front. I just said, is your swimsuit on backwards? Because
whatever,
why
it's the
your
same
vagina
thing.
ruched? And she was like, what?
I guess her and Michelle had already have a conversation about it.
You're
But then
like,
she just,
yeah, that's not right.
well, she just flipped it and it was fine.
And we doubled down on it though.
Well, I don't think we did. Okay, the thing was, she misinterpreted my term puby because to her it meant like she thought she had like stuff sticking out. And I was saying that because it's Roush, it looks like it's like puffy and it looks like there's a lot going on down there. And she thought I was saying that it's like a cactus or something.
Bush. Meanwhile, she's like, I have laser hair removal.
I know. That's why I was like, what? That doesn't have to do with anything. Like, what was it, Ariane? So, and that's so funny. I'm thinking about bringing that beach towel because you remember I stole it.
Yeah.
It's so soft.
Yeah, I've been trying to use that bag a lot more that I bought there because I'm like, this is the most expensive bag I've ever bought. And it
And you
just,
never even like Venmoed me back for it because I was like, whatever, it didn't matter because it ended up being like part of like the whole balance thing. So it was the most expensive bag I've bought for you.
I think I did pay for that one.
You did not.
Oh, my bad.
I don't care. Now you'll have to feel bad about not using it that much.
So I've been really good about using it, but then one day I spilled tea all on it, and I was like, of course my tea has to spill on this bag.
So I got my sister one. Maybe I'll bring it. Honestly, it's a really nice bag.
Oh, it's so nice, but it's also one of those bags, like, I want someone to ask me about it.
I know I got Austin a t-shirt with like their logo on it, and he loves it. And he like people ask about it. The only thing with the towel is that it says like by Guess, and I don't want people to think that I'm like, oh my god, I bought this towel from Guess. I'm so designer when Guess like isn't even like designer. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess, baby, go hand in hand.
Yeah, I don't want people to be like, wow, she thinks she's so cool. I'm like, no, I just stole it because it's really soft.
Have you guys figured out what you're making for your drink?
Yeah,
You and your
I
team?
think I'm gonna make the drink here because I need it to sit for a while.
Oh.
I was actually planning on texting them this morning to talk to Shannon because it's me, Shannon, and Burnett in my group because they did like random things.
Yeah.
So we're doing ours. I think ours is gonna be very good for the beach.
Nice.
And then we went to Target and got like little stuff for goodie bags.
You.
Yeah, I think it'll be good.
Michelle and I are teammates, and so we've kind of discussed. I think we know what we're gonna do, but we haven't bought any of the ingredients or anything, and we got to
I asked when we were FaceTiming Michelle, I asked her if it was a duck fart shot.
I had no idea what that was.
She had no. I didn't know what that was until that one day where we were like at that one bar, which that bar just closed down.
Really?
Yeah, I like that bar.
Yeah, that's the one where we're in the video for, right?
Yeah.
Damn, I guess we did bad promotion.
I think it's because of the location, because Charlotte is so centered. And if you're like half a mile out, people are like, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
And the parking situation was like really bad. I mean, you could take the light rail and then walk like 0.2 miles to the bar, but they were charging like $10 for parking, and there was like 4 spots. And it's like, what?
I like lost and found. I wonder if Jeremy hangs out in their parking lot.
There's like, yeah, like I don't even think you can park at the Lost and Found. I think it's all like closed off. Actually, I was at a bar. This was a couple of weeks ago. Actually, this was like last year, and that's the bar across from Lost and Found. And like, this is the type of people. This is like where, you know, if somebody goes to Lost and Found, you're like, I don't even want to be associated with this person. I look across the street. This guy is hammered. He's so drunk. He just whips out his little peep, starts peeing all over the grass, like sprinkling it around, then falls asleep on the dirt. Somebody called like,
But he had just peed on.
Yeah, I think somebody called 911 because the EMT showed up. And I was like, and that's the kind of people that go to Lost and Found.
Yeah, bars have not been my scene lately. Too many drunk people that I don't want to be around. I don't want you near me. I know sometimes I can get in the mood, but even yesterday, P went to Park Tavern, and I saw on Find My and just on Instagram and stuff, so many people I knew were there. And I was like, I don't think I'm interested. I don't want to run into people. The only reason I wasn't really drinking, the only reason I was considering going is I had this really cute outfit in my head. That was it.
Save that for like another day.
Well, it was one of those things where I was like, I'm not even going to get a cute outfit picture or anything because I'm going to be with boys. So I'm going to wear this cute outfit for no reason. It's not like boys are like, love your outfit. I just knew it wasn't my place. And then I'm going to brunch this morning with my parents. Treehouse, but I don't think Treehouse is ready for me to walk in like looking cute. And my parents are coming from the wedding and then they're driving home to Florida today. So they're not going to be looking cute. So
I mean, honestly, yesterday my day was pretty low key. I went to the Whitewater Center with my dog. They just opened
water
it.
Looks so gross.
Because it's a national park. So
that brown. That water looked like chocolate milk.
Yeah, I know. Obviously, I gave her a bath and stuff when we came back. They just opened it like 3 weeks ago. She was a champion. People were like cheering her.
Aww.
She people threw the ball into the water. She started swimming, picked up a stick on her way over there. And we're like, you're not going to be able to fit the stick and the ball in your mouth. She grabs the ball and then comes back with the stick and the ball. And people are like, yeah.
She's like, tell me I can't, bitch.
She was like crushing it in there. Aww. So I love that for her. So we'll probably do that again.
Is it close by?
For you, I would say, yeah. For us, no, it's like 20 minutes.
On Friday, when we were trying to find some place to go eat, my brother's wife was looking and everyone was kind of looking, and I was throwing some places out there. Trina was like, everything's like 30 minutes away. Can we go somewhere closer? And I was like, well, it's 30 minutes, but it's only 3 miles.
That's the thing. This place is like 6 miles or 7 miles. But also, this is like off topic, but I just think it's so funny when like my friends from Atlanta come to Charlotte and they're like, it's so clean.
It's so clean.
And like, it's just Charlotte. And Shannon's like, there's not a lot of homeless people. Yeah, I mean, like within the last 10 years is really where it kind of like blew up. I just found out my apartment complex is like the oldest one in the area. And like, you would never guess that. It was like 2001. But it's very well kept.
I could say you could maybe tell from the outside, like the architecture of the building. Yeah. But overall,
it's still like nice. We've got the little roundabout to get in. We've got like a concierge. We got like a little pool. I mean, it's a good setup.
Oh my God. So I got a leak and the girl above me ended up having to buy a whole new washer and dryer.
That sucks.
But I need my dad today when they get here to look at like my ceiling because she's like our age. So when I went up there to tell her that we had a leak, she literally was like, so what do we do? I was like, I don't know. And she was like, what happens?
This is where I don't understand. So do you pay for the damages to your apartment? That fucking blows.
No, well, so no, not really. The HOA doesn't pay. So like that, they're uninvolved. I think she would have to pay. I'm going to have my dad look and see like what it looks like. Because of course some people are like, oh my God, if there's drywall, you better get the drywall ripped down because blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, I don't care that much. Like, mold, I got mold somewhere else in here, I'm sure. This place is built in 1960. There's mold.
I'm sure there's drywall.
Yeah, I don't know. I would love to redo my bathroom, but I know if I'm thinking redo my bathroom 30 grand, no, it's going to be probably 50 grand because of whatever's behind these tiles. I just know it. I know it's going to be bad. So I just ignore it. So that's honestly kind of how I feel about this ceiling situation where her shit was leaking through. My dad will look. Hopefully he'll be like, looks fine. Whatever. We keep moving and grooving. But she was like, do we have to, now that she has it replaced, she's like, do we have to do anything else? I was like, I don't think so. But let me ask my dad because he does happen to be here this weekend. So he'll tap on it and see.
I think it's like handyman. Shannon, who was just here, I was like, so what are you planning on doing this weekend? And she's like, well, I'm building fences, I'm chopping down trees. And like, this girl is tiny. She's like, what, 5'2", 5'3", just like a petite little build. And I'm like, I can't do anything. Like, I am the least handy person you'll probably ever meet. Like, when we first moved into the apartment, like, we had to, like, build stuff. And I would open the box, put everything on the floor, and then just leave it. Because I was like, I don't know what to do. I was like, Austin, this is your job.
Yeah, some things are just boy jobs. I can be somewhat handy, but I've learned in my experiences, it's not worth it for me to DIY. Because if it doesn't go well, then I'm paying, like, 3 times the amount of what I would have originally paid if I just buckled up and paid it. Mounting my TV. I don't trust myself to do that. No. I will pay someone else to, because if this shit falls off the wall, then
I'm buy a new TV. Yeah. Rips the wall out. Like,
yeah, exactly. I don't need that. I'll pay someone to mount it so I don't have to then after I put 17 holes in the wall and it's still not mounted, to then pay someone to mount
Yeah.
it. Or worse, I do somehow get it up and then it falls and crashes and now I don't even have a TV. So there's jobs I'm just not doing. I would describe my dad like as a YouTube handyman. He can pretty much figure out anything by watching a video on YouTube.
Yeah.
That's it. And that's handy enough. I figure it out. My brother, not that way. My brother's, he's like scared of a drill. I do own 2 drills, but to put the bit in, that shit's hard. It's not easy. And so then I'm sitting there, I'm like calling my parents, like, what do I do? It's just some things are not meant for the girls, and it's anything handy.
Yeah, no, I agree. Okay, so on Tuesday, guess what I was doing? It's one of those things where I'm like, you're not gonna be able to get it. I was just like really excited about it. Like we were looking at apartments in New York. It makes it feel like for real, you know?
Yeah.
And we found a couple good ones, not not that expensive for New York, you know, but
When we're saying not that expensive, like,
well, one of them was only 28 and I pay 26 right now. Obviously we split it in half. 28 is like, and I won't have car insurance because I'm not gonna have my car, which I don't pay for that anyway. Austin pays for that. But I mean, what's an extra $100?
yeah. How much smaller was it?
I don't even want to know. I mean, my apartment is very big.
Yeah.
So anything I get is going to be a lot smaller. But then there were a couple in like the 32, and then there was like a lot in like the 44.
Are you looking at 2 bedrooms again?
Obviously, ideally, I would love to have a 2-bedroom, but we found a couple like 1 bedroom, 1 pull-out couch in case somebody wants to like come up. And I honestly don't really think, even if one of my friends were to come up, that they'd really care to sleep on like a regular couch. Like, because if you get like a hotel in New York is so expensive, like I wouldn't mind. If it were me, I wouldn't mind sleeping on somebody's couch to save $800.
I would.
So
I'm just kidding.
but then I was like, maybe we buy like an air mattress, like for people. Like I would, for me
There
personally,
has to be room for an air mattress.
well, we'd probably just like move tables and stuff like that, just like, you know, temporarily. But it's like crazy to see like so many, how the way they're all set up, like it's almost like everything is like in one room. There were a couple that had like 1 room and the living room was there, but then the kitchen is like more separate, which I would like that because food smell, like I don't necessarily want all that.
Right now is open.
Yeah, but not connected to my bedroom. My bedroom isn't in the kitchen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I would rather have like, even if it's just like a little half wall to separate the kitchen, just to, I don't know, sleeping in my kitchen seems not fun.
So are you looking at places that are furnished?
Yeah, because we're just gonna put our stuff in storage just because we're not, like, I would love to stay for a year. Moving my shit to New York for 1 year could cost like $5,000. Like I'm not doing that.
Yeah, exactly. It's not worth it.
Yeah, and our lease is up July 14th, and then I fly up for work on the 25th. So I'm like, why don't we just stay in Charlotte an extra 10 days? Stay with her, like our friend bought a house, so, and she's kind of like back and forth from her boyfriends. And I'm like, why? She's already said like, why don't you just stay with me for 10 days? And then you already have a free flight up to New York, like fans.
Yeah. And I mean, if worst comes to worst, you have like your parents' house too.
Exactly. That's what I said too. And I was like, I'd rather kill myself, but honestly, I wouldn't really mind staying at my parents'.
It's 10 days. Well,
yeah.
And so you're bringing the dog, right?
Yeah. So that's the thing with the dog. And this is kind of where it gets like kind of banned. So we have to, because she's over 50 pounds, we have to buy her a seat. But if I'm already paying for my flight or my flight's already expensed, then we're basically just paying for 2 flights, which in a flight to New York is like $200, $250. Like it's not that much, but I'm super excited. It made it feel like more real and like
Has she ever been on a flight?
No, but she has like Xanax. She got some when she got fixed. They gave her like some doggy Xanax, and I have a Klonopin, and they're safe for dogs.
Baby girl, we're drugging up.
Yeah, I know she won't really, or like CBD or something. Like I can figure something out. But it was like really cool just to make it feel so much more real than it like has been. Because then even now I'm like, is it happening? Like, is it not happening? I feel like a lot of people have doubt too. They're like, oh, you've been like you keep saying you wanted to move. Like we wanted to do London, but then it was going to cost there and back. It was going to be $14,000. Like I'm not doing that for the dog.
Yeah. When do you have to sign a lease?
So if we decide to do an Airbnb, it's kind of like whenever. If we want to do like an apartment through like apartment.com or whatever, I think probably like a month. But I think Airbnb might financially be better just because like I wouldn't be surprised if we have to put down a full month's rent deposit, which 4,400, if we end up with something like that, like that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And then yeah, we get it back a year later, but like that's a whole year later.
Yeah, I remember when I was going to move to Dallas, I was going to Airbnb, especially because I had never been to Dallas when I was moving to Dallas. And so I didn't know where I wanted to live or anything. And so I just booked a like 3-month long Airbnb and was
Yeah.
going to stay there. And then my little sister did one in San Diego. Or no, she doesn't live in San Diego. Why did I say that? She lives out in Santa Clarita, and she did one recently. Like she was in between apartments, and so she just stayed in an Airbnb for a month or two.
Yeah, we also thought maybe we'll do like 1 month in an Airbnb and kind of like figure it out from there. And then worst comes to worst, we can probably extend the Airbnb and if we end up really liking it, you know?
Yeah. Well, and sometimes like you might know the owner or something and come to meet them. And if they like you, then you could probably book with them outside of using the Airbnb app. And they'd probably make more money and you'd probably spend less money.
Yeah, and honestly, yeah, they'd probably pay like we could probably do a little less because more of it's going to go into their pocket versus Airbnb. And honestly, sometimes like people even through Airbnb, I've been able to kind of negotiate. They'll be like, I can give you an extra like 150 off, which isn't like a lot, but it's I mean, it adds up.
Yeah, exactly.
So it just feels exciting and like it feels real, you know?
Yeah, no, that's really cool. And I'll have to come up and visit.
Oh, for sure. Even if you sleep on the couch.
Yeah. No, Austin's going on the couch. I'm
Yeah.
getting
Yeah, I'll be like, you gotta go.
Austin, it's girls' weekend. You're out of here.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, that is it for episode 12. We will be going on Skinny Girl Retreat and we'll have to update you guys on all the gossip. We will definitely be trying to record on Skinny, but we haven't figured out how we're doing that yet. And if we're going to have guests maybe on episode 13, we shall see. But y'all have a good week. Bye.
Bye.